Frontline with Kwikwanan, only on CTV.
More pressure continued to build up from stakeholders, civil society groups, political actors, labor union, environmentalists, including the Body of Christ, urging President Adedankwa Akufo-Addo to immediately declare states of emergency to rescue Ghana's natural resources currently under siege. Meanwhile, there is yet growing concern also at the corridors of the Minister of Lands and Natural Resources, Samuel Abu Jinapor, to abdicate his post for lack of exercising good faith in protecting the natural resources. Tonight, our special edition, we go out front into Ghana's natural resources now threatened. I am Kweku Annan, and of course, we're live tonight from this very studio here in Accra. We're live across dozens of stations speaking their feed, including our very own in Sunyani 88.1 FM. We're live in the Western region on our very own Tadi 99.1 FM. And we're live in London on GOB Radio TV, on modernghana.com. Tune in, plus www.gobtv.tv, plus Apple Music. We're live tonight on Facebook, YouTube, and the link is my CTVGH, my CTVGH plus the interactive segment on the WhatsApp line 020-297-3461, 020-297-3461. Folks, tonight the pressure is mounting. Stakeholders, civil society groups, political actors, labor groups, right, environmentalists, many more tonight are drumming home, calling on they're making a clearance call on the president. Of course, they're all drumming home, making a clearance call on the president Adedankwa Akufo-Addo to immediately declare states of emergency on Ghana's natural resources currently under siege. The question remains, will the president heed to the call, or the president has decided not to heed to the call? Which of the situation that really sounds much more concerned to the president and the need to do what is necessary? Folks, tonight, Ghana's natural resources, both water and forest reserves under siege by illegal mining and galamsey, all tonight taking place at many regional capitals, districts and communities. This is quite, strange, mind-blowing. Sooner rather later, I'm quite sure that the report that says Ghana would import water is imminent. Folks, is this what we are looking for? All these and more, plus some very developing story tonight, coming to you on the nation's biggest investigative magazine show, The Frontline with Kwikwanan and the entire team. Tonight, we are connecting all over the regions, from the northern region all the way to Ashanti. We're coming to Greater Accra, across all the 16 regional capitals, both northeast and west. This is our special edition tonight, as we all join hands, join stakeholders and making a clearance call to the president to declare state of emergency on Ghana's natural resources currently under siege. The Minister of Lands and Natural Resources, or whatever ministry you may call it, is also out there putting his ass together and, as it were, to jump out there. But some are saying, hey, Mr. Minister, this looks like pretty much too little too late. What is it that the minister has been doing all this while? The minister, Samuel Abu Jinapor, has occupied that ministry for God knows how many years. Why now? Why do you think the minister should be making the noise now? In fact, when the minister should be making the noise all years down the line, and he's been quiet. What's happening? What is making the minister even talking now? Why? And why the illegal mining all of a sudden, barely 86 more days to go to the polls, the illegal miners are intensifying the activities in Ghana's forest reserves and water bodies. Why? I told you last Monday, trace this in the Japadia document, and you would be more abreast with what is happening now. Folks, tonight, Yeniada Jekra is the midweek Frontline as we go out front to bring you all the perspectives and analysis. And tonight, our guest Nana Mankwa will join us definitely we shall also speak to an expert who will look at the illegal mining and its, call it the national security impact that is going to make on us. Of course, Professor Kwesi Enin is on board to also speak to us. A lot. Everybody is coming on board, so we speak and then we try to make a sense of it all, and then we see what we do. Folks, let's get started. Ebusia, Ebria minimum kasi. Obia news koso. Just say all the media houses in Ukraine, the area and the same. We break in transmission, and now the area and say afiye na yenya bre. Emma mining in some no koso na yenya no yemfa yano entumubi. Anadwi adaji ni me pono so ha. Baby. Asem kesi be si fi ha Wednesday. Hey, aye we a special edition as munimno, special edition. And a Brahman agree. Na special edition we know. I say afidia ushema there is a clarion call from all stakeholders. As of close of today, all stakeholders, on board, drumming home. You're all drumming home. And womunano media na kaho. Womunano call it on President Adodankwa Akufo-Addo to do one thing. And President Adodankwa Akufo-Addo is expected to be declared state of emergency. Say yembane all the mining activities here. Obia nkananuntum fast. Obia yempam omina obia mfiri kwaye mu na yenya ebre sabriwe yemfa enye nioma ese yepese de ye no nti sa clearance call we ena yena yebisa se President Adodankwa Akufo-Addo ese so eden o ma sa dwumedie ekoso kama ebusua chese emirikatuo no ewo ho no enye emirikatuo ketwa. Yes. Na mene sa nipani na stakeholders na media na ka ho yena yaje atum se President Adodankwa Akufo-Addo ebri ese because yeni bibia ye be se de be kan se all the mining activities are air no. Let's bring all mining activities to a halt. Mo ye legal mining no. Illegal, so we illegal, so we illegal. Whichever of the two, putoshie gumni na ekọ dan kwansiri mu obi enyai. And kweku tonight, I add my voice together with my entire team. We are adding our voice. He said, Mr. President, Your Excellency Akufo-Addo, let's bring all mining activities to a halt. Yeah, momo yemfa mrefie. Na ye de ba afi yenya bre na yenhyehyɛ nioma foforo. Mo a moyɛ mining legally. Mo a monye ni legally ye betra ho a ye behu de ebe. So those of you doing legal mining no mo be call back after some abefie ya be hyehyɛ nioma yie. Anadwi ehu pa o. Besra brace yourselves tonight because mbabe me no babe diagro stronko. Aha enye laughter crowd. No, midweek frontline way. Now, anadwi we Shannon so say report ahudo pi gu ho sisi ano ya tena so ache. Onyankopon ya adoma in the coming days. In the coming days. Me the report akesie mienu ebegu ho amamo. Na report akesie a yedi begu ho yi a capture Ghana mpanifo wey enya Frimpong Boateng de no. Frimpong Boateng report na besenko. 2 reports coming in the next couple of days. Enye weeks, days. Eba. Na sa report we ena mo beti ase se. Hwan nom enegu kwaye mu ho ebu kwaye na ese nsuo. Na ho na obehu se journalists fo a yetiti radio so enem ne ade ehihye galamsey mu bi. Are you surprised? Me say the journalists for ehihye galamsey mu. Yes. journalists for kahubie mayeton excavators edema galamsey yakogege excavators ne free kwai mu ho no journalists for bi so de sa excavators e si konko wo mo akahubi yes na report bi susu be pia eno na mama scared chreze this report has named the top brass of the Ghana Armed Forces, generals in the military, generals in the Ghana Armed Forces, across the security services. I'm scared. A soldier from Penifo, generals in the army headquarters, Eka Hubie, Meya Galamsey, Nyami Kwekuna Mekayo. Report, say the report. Municipal chief executives, assemblymen, Edia Sam, Womina Shembi, Meya Galamsey. Ora from Pom Watting, baby, I will be in Shrankan, Wabrimu. Sa report in Yankupon Yadumwa. In the coming days, Yadibe to Drewa. Nina, Ora from Pom Watting, Nina Hubi. In fact, he was part of the exercise. And sa report, way, Nina. Echo national security apparatus no womunzem bo man fa nyehwe and even some security officers eka hu bi momo ye den e shield report no say ye ma enkoduru president Akufo-Addo enim me say den army generals the top if you like the excellence of the army womo hihye bi in fact some of the names I heard no very disturbing. I'm not expecting them. Say peer reporting. No. Municipal chief executives, district municipal chief executives, assemblymen, fahen, and name power chow. Yeah, the reporting is betuja. Upiara ubetu they were reporting the door, the gates of CTV open. Come near no nim komo. No. Presenter or Angel FM. Oketechie efrifa na woka asem bi kire kwa mesefa kan em say ebirimu antena say asem no woka ne say journalist foni bi eka ho na yeye sa galamsey owie no say ono ankasa kwa mesefa kan program no so no galamsey foni bi betena ta ho oketechie kan ya wanyam fumzo he is right me say he is right journalist for biki ka ho peace FM for mumeyi mano ebre ne beso ebian nsam na ekọ no ho ehu keke ya the report betutwa eneni tinya the army generals you see the fact that stakeholders eba on board civil society group for eba labor union for eba Ghana Journalists Association for eba talk about when obia eba on board the body of Christ Christian Council obia eba yes you do too but you see enye adene say munya yebeka bom ni egira on ya dede keke no we must commence action on the ground we must commence action enye kasa bebrebe no there be and ebiom afi I'm expecting say our judicial system no the court houses in Ghana must come add up. Obia yebesun mubiasi at the court. Some people must be jailed now. In terms of yenibri, hey, and to call we Ghana, the soul, the spirit, and the body of Ghana, and at crossroads with this evil menace. No, where politics be anymore. Patrol, with the MPP, 70 NDC, Fatonche. This one, what the MPP for Pell. NDC form Pell, NDC for Pell, NDC form Pell. One can so muka hubie, ene Venice, at Renchemwe, Ebebugu yeso. In the end, the party colors in the crowd, nonsense and to hell with party colors. And yeah, no crowd, no. Because we party ni Pell on Pell, we party Nankasebe, mem. It's a nyagru deal. In the coming days. Where Mamenya de Mayanafi and Adrian Tutu Anamo. Folks, and Adria Samuho. But quickly, Midimura, Ghana Speaks proudly brought to you by Ora Black Star for mesrel asase biara asabri wato a wopese wusi dan wo so ha na ntokwa ewo so ntokwa obekoso bia land guard of oguso wonum kutakotokuro ensra dan kranti tuo nam ne ade pamwe fra asase no so jato for now na kona Ora Black Star for intimi muaw na wo de nya asase one plot kra why Ora Black Star for asase wo betwa de amount ne wetua ne kakra utua ni na so na wusi dan so which one. Forget about assassin and to call us na kwaji Ora Black Star from office no fanko barrier here. Ochina napa, ochina yawo, fiada, mimida, fre woman tem, me kana wote ho. For Ora Black Star, woman number ne go on 053 617 6327. Ora Black Star for 053 617 6327 on bejo so. Why? Woman ansasi bebre, you will be of fanko, you will be war himfa. Ofanko na omenye biama kwa benya kaswa breku botiano denchira amasaman ensawum bebia Ora Black Star for asasi esusuye na woni made wonomo ede ensuo akwa asasi so womo de enkanea enso ekoho womase enso apai ekwan atoto nsase no su na nti wodi ana se wokwa kosi udan ompe una opede Ora Black Star for na ba bejo so amasase why the wesi udan se Airbnb se hotel se bia wo so pese wusi dan te se Nimrod a wo de kɔ Yankopɔn ho a the Tower of Babel bia na wo pese wo Nimrod na wusi udan te se de akwa bia si ni dan wo Trasako so pese wo si the biggest building wo Trasako no wi wa ba bedem mintimi hu asase ni bebre Ora Black Star for ye hun kratan to kwasem bi me na me di da se me na me guarantee ama anko yi abra na me me di ngomo. Take a listen to Ora Black Star for asase.
Ora Black Star Limited. Our lands are everywhere. It depends on the customer's preferred location. We have lands in areas such as Kwabinya, Amasaman, Kaswa, Denchira, Bruku, Botsiano, and Insawam. Our lands are very affordable and has no litigation issues. Our lands comes in various sizes such as 70 by 100, 35 by 100, and among others. We have a flexible payments plan that is 3 months, 6 months, and 9 months. The areas are well developed. No need to worry about electricity, water, and other social amenities. You can contact us on 030-2452-555, 030-2452-555, or visit our website at www.oralblackstarlimited.com. Oral Black Star, your preference, our priority. Ora Black Star Limited. Our lands are everywhere. It depends on the customer's preferred location. We have lands in areas such as Kwabinya, Amasaman, Kaswa, Denchira, Bruku, Botsiano, and Insawam. Our lands are very affordable and has no litigation issues. Our lands comes in various sizes such as 70 by 100, 35 by 100, and among others. We have a flexible payments plan that is 3 months, 6 months.
Welcome back. This is the Frontline tonight with Kwekwan and your investigative journalist with a crew. Now, another great sponsor on this program tonight, Wednesday, a biogas expert engineers for Enzo Eba. Woma semne se afi we do drubebia. We see udan ye we see dan ye ade ba ko akapa madani dimu no state of the art kitchen. State of the art kitchen is a kitchen kese and a screen is in way a kitchen fe kitchen a ye gina ho na wankasa se bema we to say me gina ho me ye maduane a wo ba anya easy o wo ba na kwakumi bo froye pa froye o tomatoes froye ana se me ye entrowa froye ana se me ye nkontomre froye a wo be die aka utachirma state of the art kitchen in here wankasa na ase ho kafo be gina kitchen ha no wa yes aduani kama na obi say na kitchen ben ya I biogas expert engineers one ma ba mu wo mu na ye kitchen we fefefe o beautiful kitchen wa wo hwe sa kitchen we aduani ben ye be ya mama wontimi ni kitchen ni oba na be gina ha ye aduani amama wadie kitchen we you ye be ye aduani amama wadie ubedidi kama boni bia ni wakwem healthy food. Very healthy food. State of the art kitchen no. Into we sudan 4-5 bedroom. Mr. Fre Biogas expert engineers no woman emra meye kitchen and show them and fema what Biogas expert engineers Mr. Fre one was 055 589 3001 055 589 3001 for the purpose of mo amutwe mo akwa na wuti radio na ebia na wuti car bi mo a Mr. Bombarding for number state of the art kitchen no real estate for amusisi dan Mr. Mosomon contact wo mo sisi ade enche biogas expert engineers eba be bie eye fencing on be bie showroom kese no a e was spintesi so a obia obetimi akwa kwhwe bie ni wonya wo choice enti state of the art kitchen no e na wo ho no Mr. Wesi udan na wie na wo pe kitchen papa bia mfa woni nkyere ba bia wo mo eba ba ye ni na fefefe de ma nneoma we o makokrakra ni na Afri Europe na o mo de ba ba dan no wonom kria se men kan kyerɛ sɛ afi upese do away with gas na unto LPG gas biom a wanka se we janan no wo mo de be gas e de amount am we use ofie na on pe we na apade ne e biom mo amuhia boho kese ene ya galamsey nti ensuo a wo Ghana nara aye contaminated a enche ye ba be kransuo omo se men kan kyerɛ ye ne ntem na bra na be contact wo mo na omo ntu boho kese nkwa amunanim donko say na wo monye boho kese emfema oni Ghana water for etwem Ghana water for nanka se enche won ba be fold up because the airport mo no say ye mo ntimi nya adwuma na we enihwan enti mo amuhia boho e o mu fie no contact mo won ba be boho kese enso e the amount ebiom wo a wesi udan na wie na every this time ye nye ceiling biomo ye wade bi efe ni POP no biogas expert for the nkwan esronko wo POP no ekuta non-combustive substances a se bia edan no mistake bia ba na eja to dan ma woni o ma egu dem enhida all your properties will be protected because of the non-combustive substances e wo POP no mo biogas expert for ben come mu wiam afo mo the lighting system be hye POP no come beautiful e wo dem ho a wo beto yi yankopon ya adman next week me be yi mfoni bebre so di akaka wa pass on mo kitchen no me be yi adane me bebre a wo mo etimi eye biogas expert for so me kan choose afi wesi dan na wi no opesa wo ye floor tiles wo beto tiles e wo bedroom ho nya amount including compound tiles wo be yamam mo amwo factories and also say be mo supermarket shops akese a opesa we tiles e wo ho and so be tiles na dia including government agencies ministries department opesa mo ye tiles e we dwumem ho a ni na no biogas expert for ba be tiles state of the art tiles ye more than 5 years na tile no empapa ye nhoro so ye nya very clean what you say afisha no so mo a me fa ne say mo si dan 1 year 2 years 3 years na dan ho start airpro error dia na yeta kan na yes o enchine e wo form ho ne kre biogas for no ba they will screen the building 2 no me treat the building with chemicals then number 3 they will paint we we no dan ho enroro biom for the rest of your life ebu o mo so yembubu dan yensi dabi membubu dan no frewom for biogas expert engineers no one momra embe treaty bed one be treaty ne keke mu treaty we ano bibia mabiom biogas phone number 055 589 3001 055 589 3001 Mississippi biom 055 589 3001 biogas phone number state of the art kitchen and one that screen is no one ba be ye dia ma fe kitchen we umpe we na apede ahine kama kitchen a ye eduane wo ho a na wedim saa kitchen we ubetimi awo fufuo e wo ho ubetimi atoto enam bia wo ho mo amope nkusie ne mo chechecheche nam ahodo abi kura e ho mpemire nem ne nkyereben nem ne ade mo pe nam ahodo ne nam asrade wom ubetimi ahoni na wo ho te se kitchen we sei hwe ewusie wo ho nya be kwa abonten bibie no e be ka dem ho so no entini na no o kitchen a dining to say a abrosan a fishia a dan 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 bedroom one be yes our kitchen the amount what ensurum puputi biogas expert for afi POP papa pao POP a ye yama wa fa ne say dan no asem bi ne ye ka na eja to dan mu a onioma enhida Why? Because POP no mo de no ekuta non combustive substances are ebe protect o than if you so kind of saying say weather no kra no air very hotter unkwa with them unso air condition no ho nya nyunyu you do away with air condition everything now what's the dan mu ahoto from ewiase ni ikonenim ewiase ikonenim into state of the art equipment niam we ni bebraye ye no de wo hia na say obinya the right channel now do wasem akwakoto omanim ene ye ka say ensuo hu eye din ba ensuo galamsey ama Ghana ensuo nya say many want to metu mrika a contact wom no me betu boho e de ama na wenya wusuo wanom ene LPG gas eboa edine ma wonom mra embe construct gas system enfema na wankasa fa wejana ne yemfanye gas enfema wate na ho entop mu amwesi dan na wie na wodwene se menye tiles ana menye den frewom se tiles na opese oyo se den na opese oyo o contact o ma biogas expert for better what to do nani na no adedana kwemu bibia no aye kama folks. The biogas expert engineers tonight are calling, giving you a clearance call say bra na womonya wa wetu na enije samba kono say womo akria nso so eton ensase biogas for no womo ton ensase na womo asase problem bi enu one woto asase na opese oye papers number 1 wome yama 2 opese omusi edan na ma wome si ama 3 opese omu rufi edan na so ma wome rufu ama 4 opese bibia ese emeki edan complete ni na show mo say nti wonu ni hweye eno ane say woni biogas expert for better say 1 2 mayan hihye 3 sign agreement 4 nya a trusted person na fa ne better ho na fa ne show mo nsa na fi yen spread payment enfema na wutua no enkakra we wie baby a wote wo Ghana ha amanone ni nara biogas for na ebe ma na obi asum ebedwe no sense ni pe ni ne ho adaje o nanso wo mo de wo mo adaje se enu nti ena wo mo ewo wunti no mo wo ho se ebe ya bibia no ebe kama edi ama bomodi ana frɛ wo no 055 589 3001 na bibia and the nakwemo folks. Quickly, just about 31 minutes gone past the hour 8, we go out front tonight on the nation's biggest investigative magazine show with Kwekwanan and the entire team. Tonight, we also join the stakeholders, declare war on illegal mining galamsey and so forth. To protect, we send a rescue mission into Ghana's natural resources to safeguard the resources. We, any idea, our forebearers, an irresponsible government. I imagine say no, Yensen. But tonight, Yensha seeing through the Christian belt. Our crusade toward religious deception takes us to a group of Christians with instructions from the supposed man of God, directing that they go out there into the grass and start beating the grass because obon someone or how woman or share grass anymore. Said dear Benyo, said dear be so for this one friend we are and say kind near nkoti banko na grass there wo or ho and one mu kwase bon sam e dia dwen benie Christopher pede de bia menyom kwasem waka na no obi kase kwaku ti unya asem bia nka wo other religious group no dia because to maybe din Christopher pe o mu de bia here baba sam here baba no de bia mu na mu nya adwuma mu nya de pepe bia yo adey folks. A Christopher Nero legend for no shade or more. Take a lesson. Watch this. We is here someone to say a case. Which was Mujina quiet bimo, quiet, and Mujina quiet one or more bro from was say ta. Eh? Oh, and no more broke quiet no. I say anything. Well, still on the Christian belt, we ask, can forgiveness of one another be seen to be like this? A Christopher, Yankopon can ask them say, Yem fire who ya hon and chiche any abonium. But me be yin for near chenwe bisa Bonne bay and ore, why ye, I see the channel, Nancy and fan channel, at the end of year no. And the forgiveness of one another. Ye be who Christosumu, and I be who was sebi iriasifunum. Which one? The way dear no ye intimi and fan a bonny and chenny, near the punishment it is he, ye de man. Take a listen to this. Watch this. Shenwa, Citrona Nordney. I saw them. I saw them. I saw them. Ekomobwa. I saw them. What you say? America wom Citroni jet them. Akwane enisu bidie abana so. Or tia pe baby afa si so no mu. Christo saw them. I saw them. Yemra, the politics of today. The politics of today takes us to something questionable. Something very questionable. From the Alhaji Muhammadu Bawumia's campaign. Although stakes are high, however, stakeholders in election 2024 have not yet observed this critically, or if you like, this critical development spotted in the Bawumia's campaign, even though it poses national security threat to our socio-political moral fiber of the country. As someone may catch your brofu mu kire say, Adibi koso ora Bawumia campaign ni mu a, ne kwasem nie e hadwene na ehu. Na wonum so a ebe contest election we bebre na ai se o mahu ebi susu hui. Ebi so hu na so mabu omo na eguso. Na mmom asem a wom ni se yanhwe ne yanka ho asem a e de ohaw eni atiti bi ebebre yen. As far as Kabimami Kebi, democracy is concerned, it poses security risk to this country one way or the other. Moreover, from a critical standpoint and observation, it is evidently clear that Alhaji Muhammadu Bawumia's campaign have recorded the highest level of deception, lies, propaganda, and falsification of news, and the media have ostensibly exposed candidates Bawumia along this path. Yet, candidates Bawumia pretend as if this is not a setback. Oh, she one more. A campaign see and quarter almost about candidates no more saying, and then one more I filing a crime say, "Oh, do it." Says, "Oh, she more more than 10." Among the candidates now more than 10 was a senwa. Yeba to musabano. Bakua the campaign I recorded evidently. Yes, I mean I may bo mitrimwako. Ghana for be bring him. What record deben and tro akoshisam and nada and in the brabasam ni kure any ni campaign yum. Alhaji Muhammadu Bawumia the campaign. Yes. On Monday, me yi bibi chrom and many time. But me yi bibi chremo, dear ben. She na anu o share hardware to say caterpillars, low bed, any tractors are yes, they come municipal district assemblies near there. Bawumia be jira o catch so or no single handedly and no initiatives are no. What can we ana mami bi suba no say hey debi. So between Bawumia and the Sam young can saying. Between on one person and a running mate, consistency about 24-hour economy. Baumia say yes, a question. The running mates no, Adia San Yankopon Akoda. Yankopon Nikum. Just say, who dream what won't you say? And all of these lies are being told to Ghanaians and stakeholders, the nation state apparatus will be quiet. In fact, secondly, Baumia says, quote, vote for me and I will take off e-levy and other related obnoxious taxes. Or twice he continued, quote, vote for me and I will bring unto you an unprecedented development. I would offer you white-collar jobs, digitalization, and many more. But interestingly enough, candidate Baumia is still in power. So what prevents him to utilize the available power to him now to do all those promises mentioned? Now, maybe I say, is there logic in his narrative? What does it mean? Yes, we are candidates are winning power. 2 minutes could say you are in power. Yet Baumia is out there promising white-collar jobs, saying all sorts of things. I'll take these taxes off. I'll bring these taxes. I'll do. If you crowd or say, "Fanese ukwa koto ebiti say, G-wagon cry now." Or say, "Sa G-wagon tax e debe ma ono ebe one end tax or so whatever it is. Ebiom or say me e-levy na sifu. And say bebre any year so no. Wait a minute. You are still in power. Get those jobs done now. Agrobeswa, you have said every day. It's hard na unkoye. Is there logic in it? 2 minutes kutao. For me to believe in you, number 2 abanama 2 minutes kutao. Go and get the job done. Baumia to know. Meanwhile, government of Akufo-Addo, it's not like Baumia. It's an outsider looking in. No, Baumia is an insider looking inside out. So how then do you tell me that mean some vote tomorrow, Nasambra inside when you're already inside? Does that make logic to you? This is absolutely rubbish. Ghanaians, can't we think and throw any nadania some and what Ghana from? We invite Cecilia say Baumia is the leader of the NPP. Anamebwa, the leader of the NPP, in the DNS, he can take just tomorrow to say, e-levy, gone. All these obnoxious taxes, why can't he do it? I feel it. Or say, Oba power and Sarah. At the end, Oba power better. You are power new crowd. You are holding the power. Oh, say, Nyejuma, Adini Nyejuma. Ghanaians, wake up. Still on politics of today. The running mate to candidate Baumia, Matthew Opoku Prempeh, is at Bogos campaigning and lying as well that NDC have recommended galamsey menace at site should be shot and killed. But it turned out this is a lie. Ne running mate ni Bogos tro se NDC fono kase galamsey esini yen shutom ni yenkumom but enye ne kresa. Ne minima de kunti e ma okọ kan sa asem no. Take a listen to the running mate Matthew Opoku Prempeh. Listen.
About to my say, only about the community might skip. No, yeah, to my bako, my boy. And it's so big machine because it's social. I see a young one about
Wow, and Trony Binino. Baumia katre Ghana for say. See Jana or yet and your mana promises ni na oba power onye biye. We nyansa wom. Nyansa ewom. Baduma nyansa panie. Se or yes and your mani na sabria oba power onye dwuma. On say na me catch up say this Ghana, this small country called Ghana with how many 4 square can be developed in a matter of 1 year or if not less. But abro any bay year homa at Ghana penny 32 years into our democratization. Almost 1 year da. Akronfo, Ejifo, any bay dominant cabrichu numa ashamoma munse du na mudia bogan is gonna mudini say kwa. One was who ditro, running mate who ditro. None ref he said from the above no. That recommendation was actually made by Honorable Joseph Osewusu, second deputy speaker of Parliament and MP for Bekwai, on Okoka Assassin. And so the running mate of Bamiere Fino, me one in an Parliament. Take a listen to this. Listen.
Onimonya for Joseph Osewusu boy mrani se jo wise no che na jo mrashibedwam ebra no mo ebobo enema efa amramedwuma nam kwampa so ye galamsey ne ho en wo che senkrofobia so den dodoma so den pa se kahuru no omonti futewuru na omonti jai de omotia ne etuo anase aba edi kono de one kwan pa de akobehye so bibiere beche ne se oye amramedwuma eye galamsey no yemfa etuo emmo no na ayesuade anasa de chirede ama wono mudi akire.
There is nobody who is not aware of the danger to water supply in the country. The Ghana Water Company have come out and spoken on several occasions. And are we waiting for them to shut down before we turn around and pretend that we care about the people we represent? The choice is now. What is the total cost of the equipment we are complaining have been destroyed, compared to the lives that will be lost? Now, none of these water bodies can be fished in. They are dead. There's no water. There's no live marine fishes in any of those waters. But here are people who are determined that, notwithstanding the laws they know exist, notwithstanding the dangers they know they pose to the entire country, they want money, so the rest of us could die. I have made some very extreme suggestions. I know people are not happy with that, but regrettably, I don't have the authority. If I had, I would have made the law that if you find people on the water bodies, shoot them. That is what I would have done if I had the authority. That is how recalcitrant those people are.
Nenso achiame yina wotosu mienu awa mrashibedwam on monya for urban.
Mother, oh, Joe says, you're sitting. But you know what? I support Joe says, yes, what can I say? What can no. There, Joe says, yes, because I've sat here and I've said this before. Say, baby, you drone. Quiet more, dear. I see a deep, you send it to a good quiet more. Nini pay good quiet more, and titi talk quiet him. You saw me upon him, you can imagine, say, Apache helicopter be a good Jinasura. Papa. Next, member be Drania February. Torium, one of my friends is on him. America saved their lives. Moku are more high. Candidate Alhaji Muhammad Bawumia goes to Electoral Commission on Monday to file his nomination form for the December 7, 2024 general elections. And his running mate does his usual thing. Only running mate in Akoyo. The running mate goes there doing the usual thing. Edian Okoyo, watch this.
Towards the December 7th election.
The nearest sign, you better.
To continue to bless our country.
Manka, what that?
Is to help uplift.
No better, and what that? Napon Adano, yes, submitted forms, Napoada.
That our country towards the December 7th election.
The nearest sign, you better.
To continue to bless our country.
Manka, what that?
Is to help uplift.
No better, and what that? Napon Adano, yes, submitted forms, Napoada.
Oh, yeah, then. I got you. Your guess is as good as mine. Oh, vice president, no, Rade. Now, Bawumia, atwene ho kakra ne yede tumi ama akwa we say o metra Ghana ne ewrade okọ UN a year assembly. Folks, now as stakeholders gather to go out front on the galamsey menace and confront the situation, the running mates to candidate Bawumia continue to urge the menace to deepen the crisis so they will get what? Money. Buy food, buy goodies. Ye chesi galamsey since moon free kwaye mu na ya hunto no. Running mates ni kwa kwasho mukutu pase dabi munye adwuma ye bakra de motrates ne nyoma nema ye de bema mo na chese nya de oboa man tokwa no ye twa eso enne ne ochine ya. Take a listen to the running mate of Bawumia. Listen. Into President Akufo-Addo ain't even declare state of emergency. What it means, all the clearing call coming from stakeholders. He will not hit the call on your china. No one can say to me after na memuono and to why. Huh? Why no kwacheno? Anything I'm boom. Mama Yankee come bomikako trade union and the civil society groups wake up. Christian Council, all the bodies. Mayenya kasa keke. On Monday, hell broke loose in the NPP in an internal elections in Walewale constituency. In the dreadful scenes that we saw suggest this may be called drill rehearsals ahead of 2024. NPP internal elections were Walewale constituency. Vice President in the base wa onwani nua ba eka bie maye to omoso aba wo. Ewo Walewale Monday ho hwade esi wo ho. Na wei na me ya kire se hwe ne huni se we no ayesa drill rehearsals are eba election 2024. Womo die mu kura nie. Na ne abato ne kese no die ne ebehu. Ede na esi wo Walewale ho. Take a listen to this.
He will bear the consequences. If the person no knows his life, why is he not?
As you know, we started voting peacefully. Delegates started voting. There was no issue. Both candidates, Alaji Kabiru was here, Hajia was here. Everybody was voting peacefully. Until when we finished voting around 4 o'clock and we start sorting. The sorting was going all right. There was no any disturbances or any riots. Just about 2-3 minutes for the sorting to be ended, we saw, we don't know where, a strange person. Kamara, I don't know him. It's Kamara. No. He's called Kamara. And me, I don't know him. So I have already told police people that they should focus about that. You see, we don't know where he came. The guy came and destroyed all papers. But God willing, all the papers are still in the hand of the police.
So once again, you could not finish counting the.
We could not finish counting. We could not finish counting.
And that was at what point? Because the media, we were not allowed inside.
Yeah, we could not finish counting. During the counting, we are almost finished, and this incident happened.
So you had counted how many ballots before the disruption?
Oh, we have counted plenty. We don't start counting. We have sorting. Okay. We sorted, and we are almost ending sorting so that we start counting. So during the time of sorting, that this incident happened.
So Chairman, what are you going to do now? Because now there's an disruption. How will you call this particular incident?
This particular incident is unfortunate. It's unfortunate. on the party. It was unfortunate, even on the side of the police, because police were policing there. All right, I can clearly tell you that the police have done their work very, very well. But I think this thing has escaped all of us, because those people, they were, I don't know, they were standing there.
So Chairman, this is the second time this thing has happened. How will you rate your performance, the committee?
The committee, if you look at the committee, we as a committee, we have done our work excellent.
After failing in January, will you still consider your work excellent?
No, because as a committee, we have set a committee to conduct election, and those who are in charge of the election are the EC official. They are to conduct the election and to supervise the election. Now, the supervision of the election has been done by the EC, and today the EC are there. Even before we start sorting, I've already told the EC that they should be focused and they should make sure that nobody come there to distract anything. I've even told the police who are around me. So this is not a matter of being the matter of election committee problem. It's rather the EC, and then the police people have to take note of that thing. So it has escaped.
So now you couldn't finish the process because you could not declare. What would be your recommendation? A rerun, or you will make do with what you have? My
recommendation now, as I've told you, God willing, the ballot did not destroy. The ballot
but it says some were tampered with.
No, I said the ballot are not destroyed. They just destroyed it and they're fighting. The ballot is kept in the hand of police. As of now, we are moving to the police station with the EC to see all the ballot, and we call all partners there so that we recount it.
Chairman, my final question: why Biogas?
No Biogas. I don't say. But nobody told me that anything is Biogas.
So now you don't even know where the ballots are.
Now you know the place.
Chairman, you don't know where the ballots are.
No, now the place is.
No. I want to understand. You do know where are the ballots?
In the hands of the EC.
Okay.
They are in the hand of the EC.
Where have they taken it to?
For now, I can't tell where they have taken the ballots to.
But an advice for Hajia Lareba, sister of candidates Alhaji Muhammad Balmia, say onjini. Advice many a demand. Take a listen to this.
Do you know why? They are jumping out of a sinking boat. None of them has hope that the vice president is going to become the president. If just one of them had hope that this man will become the president of this country, they wouldn't have gone to contest to become members of parliament. Because if I were the sister of the vice president, I would prefer to be the sister of a president rather than be a member of parliament. She will quit, support her brother to become the president, and she will do everything in this country that she wants to do. But she's doing that because she knows that after 7th December, when we finish with the elections, and by 7th January, it is not the vice president who is going to be sworn in as the president. So they are all jumping out of a sinking boat. Dr. Kabiru, if I were the advisor, economic advisor in the vice president's office, now that he has become the presidential candidate, it's a very sure card of becoming an advisor to the president. Why should I want to abandon such a laudable position, such a good position, to go and become a member of parliament for Walla Walla? No, I don't think when an elephant becomes so slim, it will still lack the ears it has. Those two people, no matter the government His Excellency, the Vice President will put in place, no matter how slim that government will be, that government cannot fail to have space for the sister and Dr. Kabiru. It is because they believe that there will be no government after all, after 7th January 2025. That's why they are all jumping out of the sinking boat. That is why this man, who was also the economic advisor, or the spokesperson, Gideon, but all of them have gone to contest parliamentary primaries. It's all because they are all looking for safety, safe havens, to hide when the government is no more. So this is an indication. So if I were a voter in Ghana, and speaking to the people of Mamporgo, you should be well aware that even the people very close to the vice president himself do not have confidence in his ability to secure the presidency. And that's why they are all looking for safe havens. They want to go to the
word to the wise enough. Folks, maybe a short break. Now, asima make catch on and say, in the coming days, Yankopon yard may be na yashasiye next week. Sana here because you need bread. A document we have, document journalists for whom illegal mining, one more area illegal mining, journalists for captured. You'll be shocked. Journalists for one more can be one more na sa event say excavators ye tiesika at the government officials be one account and a near the eduma. Can you imagine this? Very frightening, very, very serious. Another document in so I capture the top, the excellence of the Ghana Armed Forces, the generals. At least mankind cry me who about 5 generals in the Ghana Army Armed Forces. In the galamsey, when we are part of the menace, municipal chief executives, district chief executives, assembly. Oh my goodness, at time, folks. In the coming days, document to Yebabe you actually will name them, will shame them, and will expose them. And like I'm saying, document in the bar, Ubi Albetudi, Yapaucho, the doors are open. Come, let's speak to you. You be a doors. Folks, make a short break. But tonight, we are speaking to all experts. Nana Mankwa is here. We also speak to Professor Kwesi Enin, security analyst, consultant. We're trying to make a sense of it. Say, how, to what extent this whole menace way, any illegal mining poses threat to Ghana's national security. Folks, all these and more coming on the nation's biggest investigative magazine show, The Frontline. I am Quick. When I stick and stay, I'll be right back.
Limited. Our lands are everywhere. It depends on the customer's preferred location. We have lands in areas such as Kwabinya, Amasaman, Kaswa, Denchira, Bruku, Botsiano, and Insawam. Our lands are very affordable and has no litigation issues. Our lands comes in various sizes such as 70 by 100, 35 by 100, and among others. We have a flexible payments plan that is 3 months, 6 months, and 9 months. The areas are well developed. No need to worry about electricity, water, and other social amenities. You can contact us on 030-2452-555, 030-2452-555, or visit our website at www.oralblackstarlimited.com. Oral Blackstar, your preference, our priority.
The Frontline with Kwikwanan, only on CTV. The Frontline with Kwikwanan, only on CTV.
Great, folks. Well, we are back, and of course, this is the second part of the show. Of course, call it the Frontline Ghana Speaks Extension. Of course, I welcome you back. And in this edition, of course, we go out front into Ghana's natural resources currently threatened by illegal mining. Stakeholders mounting pressure on President Adodankwa Akufo-Addo to declare state of emergency. Ni enim se obeye ana se onye. Penibia send me a message na sa message say you dey to screen so. Yaw, take notes. Message bi ba ho. Na sa message say you dey to screen so. Na wa ma ho kwan say me fan to screen so. Why? Inti message na ba ho. Yaw. So what I can. Now, tonight we are going to speak to one security analyst. Now, on my perspective about what's going on, good, and you know, and in a very, but this message be about myself. I'm fan, we a year ready. I'm mommy who na yam fan to screen so. Mpinifo be brain I show na na do. Now, and che ba be dim come me name a guest na na man kwa be dim commercial sansana yensan so aka Professor Kwesi Enin on also be my more perspectives in as for near the Nyoma to you. Nana Mankwa, what's saying?
I'm very good. Great. I'm in good shape.
You're in good shape, eh?
And I want to say, how's everything?
Yes, yes, BBI Boko, has he? Well, good one. Now, before Amankwa Bebano, let's also watch some of the videos that let's take a bite of some of the videos. Folks, videos ni be radio. Mommy and share at least bear one or two videos, exactly what is going on as we try to paint the pictorial situation in Ghana's forest reserves currently, as the forest really at crossroads. Nipa, see a kobo forest and hobane, yemum, ye kwako say forest. And folks, first video now I read mama signals now, yama ashefon and share the air cost. Take a listen to this video, na share there.
Yeah, in social forms, no more sunny. No more woman, I don't know the woman or ban no. The woman soon I say, I could train. And Rana won't soon as sending in a to my body yellow no. I won't say, I don't know, I'm so. Sir, we want soon no, we born some no. And soon we are pokra no more remove Guswa or mess Danin or mess Seni, Bonsa no. Bonsan, I don't know the women or ban on them horses. I know engine you knew so. Baku bonsu, Nabako so chilodo no. To we for a form of Bugudom for boats, Wubu so. Monsoon some quan on my eduma. Hang to move woman on rain no. Sana in social form so dear no at here, and you should be aware the promise. And dear, you should be a bonsan at down.
Yeah, hello people of Ghana. If somebody should tell you that galamsey is stopped, they were able to stop the galamsey, it's a lie. See, this place, all this place that you see was a cocoa farm. You can witness cocoa trees around here. All this place that you see is a cocoa farm. My father's cocoa farm. It's a Kofi Juma's cocoa farm. And when we are driving from When I get to Obuasi and you are driving from Obuasi to this place, Yadomi, it's a 1 hour 30 minutes. At least 1 hour 30 minutes or 1 hour 40 minutes, you'll get here. And see the way they have devastated the place. Today they didn't come to work, so I didn't come and meet them. That's why I was able to get this video. See, it's too horrible. It's too horrible. You can see everything here. According to the caretaker of the cocoa farm, he said yesterday they moved the excavator from here, and tomorrow they will be starting work very serious than before. You can see the road. They are moving towards also to the mountain. All this way that you see is a cocoa farm. And they have destroyed everything here. It took them just 1 week to do this. Just 1 week to do this. So it's so serious. So we are pleading to the government that the government should come in. These are the champagne that they use to wash the stones. You can see. So I'm not lying. All this place that you see was a cocoa farm. All this place. See. See what they have done here. It's so serious. It's so serious. And we are urging the government to come in. Please. See. All this place was a cocoa farm. There was a cocoa tree. But they destroyed it. Took just 1 week. Even less than 1 week, according to the caretaker.
The Frontline. I am Kwekwanan. Tonight, okay. So, can we speak to Dr. Eni now, or I should wait till okay, we'll start with Nana Mankwa and then Enche Yene Professor Kwesi Enin will join. He's a security consultant and a risk analyst. Well, NSO Usubempa, Kofi Usubempa has issued some statements. We'll look at it, what it is. All of that. But, folks, my main message bina Nanamakwa Emra fast. Now, if you look at it here, or say, Ebenezer Pete, or say, the Nebuchadnezzar of a president doesn't give a dime. It saddens my heart. Look at how my glorious country is bleeding. Prosper Ajigbo say it's sad. Georgina Bafo say good evening Okweku. Thanks so much for your great job for our dear country. Ghana keep the good work up, and may the Almighty God continually bless you. Stay healthy. Ose Kwame, I say good evening, Senior Brakweku and everyone. Valerie and so I say I salute you, bro. Trust you are doing well. Watching you live from Atlanta, Georgia. I say the slapping was bad. What did he do to deserve this slap? Very sad. Okay, we're talking about a Christian belt. I say I just like Nana Addo told Ghanaians, try me and see. So Someshe. And the same thing Mr. Baumia is doing. Yes. I'll say, God bless you. Daniel Adi, I'll say, God bless you, Kwekwanan. Valerie, I'll say, you have well spoken, Joe, wise, kudos. Many messages. I'll say, I thank God that the running mate is from the Great King's family and ADBCR. The rest, my working. Let's look at now all stakeholders joining hands now. Tonight, we can say so we have the Christian body, we have trade union, labor union, we have civil societies all joining hands. The 2-3 questions you will deal with it tonight, and then Dr. Enin takes the security side of it. Now, Do you share concerns that civil society groups and all these stakeholders tonight are drumming home, making a clear call to President Adodankwa Akufo-Addo to quickly put the state of emergency, activate state of emergency, because Ghana's forest reserves and water bodies under siege? Do you share this?
No.
No.
No. No.
I see. Why?
I mean, you see, these are all knee-jerk. My main catchers, a firefighter, also a fire, nobody, a fair firefighter, then they go. That will not solve the problem. This is not a political problem.
These are not politicians also talking, the stakeholders though.
Yeah, but they don't understand the dynamics of why we've gotten to this point. If you don't have okay, I've got state of emergency. You send the army in, brutalize everybody they see, both legal and illegal.
Okay,
and then where do you end up?
So the clearing call...
This thing has been going on for a long time. They've been banning machines for a long time.
Wait a minute. The clearing call is that President should quickly ban all mining across the mining regions.
You can't do that. You can't do that. What about if somebody has...
Let them come home, then we can take our time, see what to be done before the...
So why don't we just ban democracy or ban governments until such a time that we have a good leader to rule this country? Yeah, if you are telling me... No, what I'm trying to say, the biggest galamsey in this country is the type of governments that we produce. That's the biggest galamsey.
Yeah. About what? The biggest galamsey is what?
It's the type of governments we produce. Leaders that we just produce
in
bad
Ghana
leaders.
Or Africa?
Everywhere within the African continent, including this country. We just produce bad leaders. We don't have leaders that sacrifice. It's about benefit. I've told you this thing. So we should ban government until such a time that we have a good government, then he will rule us, or good leaders. We're not producing quality leaders. We are producing... I mean, let me give you a simple example. I'm Minister for Health. I'm sick. I go abroad to seek health care. Why would I improve your health care here? Why? What is the motivation? I've told you that if you're a Minister for Health Care, if you want medical care abroad, you should resign. We want real Ghanaians to run the place, people who are ready to sacrifice. There are people who have legal mining, and there are people who do illegal mining. You can't lump everybody together. Are you telling me the police take bribes, so we should ban all policing of the country, and then we take stock and then we start policing? This is what you are telling me, a state of emergency. It's just words. Oh, you are just, they are not near words. The problem is river mining is destroying 80% of your water. When people launch Shamfan machine, I've been to Bordier, I've been to Asanko, I've been to Pristia, I've been to Bogoso, I've been to all these places. Your water body is destroyed by what? River mining. Shamfan machine.
Yeah.
They mount it in the river and that
like
destroys.
You just saw on the screen.
That destroys about 80% of the water body. Not the land mining. And that is carried out by Ghanaians. It's the cheapest way to do some money. You get some few grams, and then you go and sell atakwa, and you make maybe 10,000 cedis, 20,000 a day. So for the investment and for the return, it's quite good. And a lot of these boys here, almost yes, because they're jobless. And some of them, the police know, the DCs know, and they look away because some of them are strong local boys who help them in their campaigns. And see,
you think that as the clearance
it won't solve the no. When you are doing something, look for outcome. What will be the outcome? We ban everything for the next 2 years. Now we release the system again. How many times haven't we repeated this process? During Mahama time, they were burning equipment.
I think that we've not gotten to a time where we are saying all miners in the forest.
Then we should ban all politicians. We should ban all politicians and then find a better way to rule ourselves. If that's the way you are telling me. It's knee-jerk, sometimes emotional. When we are making policies, we run on emotions, not logic. The outcome is to stop river mining. It's very, very important to stop river mining. that will clean the river-mounted chamfer machine mining in the river. Some people do have legal mining concessions, and they're not doing what people say.
How do we identify them at this very crucial time?
We have EP officers. Why do we employ ministers? We have EP officers. The problem in this country is corruption. A lot of people going around the bush. When they turn up in the bush, either military, paramilitary, or inspectors or whatever, and they take backhanders and ignore the problem. Because instantly, that galamsey guy doing river mining can probably give you 10,000 cedis, just like that, to walk away.
Really?
Yeah, they've got cash. They make some few grams on river mining, and the whole thing is just a farce, a joke. Okay, Kweku, I will agree. Let's ban mining for 1 year or 2 years. Okay. And come back here 2 years later and see whether the situation has changed. I'm telling you.
Should we try this?
Huh?
Should we try?
They can try, but I'm telling you, it's not going to end up well. That situation will repeat itself. Look at the Chinese people involved in mining, for instance, in this country. You can't do that in Tanzania. The government provides. They do a lot of mining in Tanzania. My friend Joseph Kahama, whose father was Tanzania ambassador, Mr. Kahama, to China. He runs that gig over there. They don't destroy their water bodies because the government provides the equipment for you to engage in small-scale mining.
In all of this, Nana Mankwa, where do you see, what do you make of there's certainly the geopolitics in this whole thing. What's your assessment about the geopolitics in our situation as far as mining is concerned?
I mean, we've been bequeathed with a legacy of, we are still a colony. We are not, most African countries are not independent as they think they are. We are still colonies. It's just that we've been given a little bit of leeway. I mean, I had an argument with one Englishman in Britain. The guy said, oh, the Chinese are all over Africa and mining, doing this. And I said to him, listen, right, I'm looking at one. He said, oh, why are you talking to me like that? And I'm catching and say, Moko Africa, for 500 years, slavery, whatever you did in Africa, you left us still underdeveloped. For 500 years, you've left us still underdeveloped. And for 500 if you've been occupying some people for 500 years and they are still underdeveloped, who do you blame? Who do you blame? 500 years the Europeans were here.
Quite a number of years.
And Ombahakra
500 years is more than it's almost a century.
Yeah. Our leaders we elect as president, then they go and make a deal with the white, the English, the Americans, and the West. So now we become third party for the leaders that we select. You are still a colony.
Serious.
Serious. When you elect a leader, that's why they don't like people like maybe Jerry and Gaddafi and the rest of them. Because they want to think independently. We are still a colony. We are not, when the people say we are an independent country, I don't see it that way. We are not. We are just a colony of Britain, but we've been given a small leverage.
Okay, wait. Let's go on the line and speak to Professor Kwesi Enin. He's a risk. Yes, Dr. Enin is a risk analyst and assessment, does so many things. Formerly with Kofi Annan Peacekeeping.
No, that one is not necessary. Please leave that one out. Please.
Hello, Prof.
Yeah, please leave those ones out. I think I told you specifically how I wanted you to title me.
Good.
So where I have been before is not necessary.
Good one, good one. And we take much to that. Prof, tonight, you perceive Tini maybe a second from the security standpoint, as far as this mining confronts Ghana's natural resources. And if we can situate the discussion to know whether or not this is a security situation to begin with, from your perspective.
Well, it's posing an existential threat to the country. We are the only country that hasn't gone to war, that out of greed, multiple layers of leaders are deliberately poisoning our water bodies for personal gain. The end result is what we are seeing. Our cocoa is poisoned. Our food chain is poisoned. Our public health in terms of death are beginning to reflect in deformed babies being born. The heavy metals in our transboundary rivers are causing tensions with our neighbors. So for me, this is one of the most critical existential threats to this country, because it's going to affect, or it is affecting every facet of our lives. But because of uninformed leadership, I know we are still behaving like the ostrich as if nothing is happening. I have argued very strongly that because of the embedded nature of the transnational criminalities underpinning this trade, the way in which it's infiltrated our society, undermining some of the conceptions of honesty, integrity, and spirituality that we had as Ghanaians, leading to the rudeness and discipline, the violence, the small arms flows, and all kinds of defense groups made up of foreigners defending these galamsey sites, and sometimes actually threatening state authority. So for me, yes, no doubt at all that this is a mega security threat. But hey, the interest in it are massive, and I guess nobody is interested until it blows up in our face.
So then, from your analysis and perspectives, Doc, you bit me say, then the national security in charge of the state's architecture and also all of us, would you therefore nail it right on the nail that they failed?
No, that's not my job. I think you and every other Ghanaian knows when we travel in this country, the state of our rivers. It's not pertaining to say somebody has failed. I don't really give a damn. No, everyone must have a responsibility. You see, when people are hypocritical and want to keep quiet because they are benefiting, when people lie, when people see that their drinking water is so filthy that they need to use alum, they know that their local chief has colluded with Chinese, Albanians, Burkinabes, and Indians to do what they are doing, and they want to keep quiet. To say that somebody has failed. I am doing my bit by raising it. Everybody must raise their voices. Everybody must point those fingers.
And
you know what?
Yeah.
We've been so hypocritical, thinking that somebody must do somebody's dirty job. Okay? When ministers say, oh, we are calling an emergency meeting, I've called 16 ministries, who do they think they are fooling? Because every single river, with the exception of the Volta region, is filthy. It has become like a pampa. Thick, slow-flowing, filled with heavy metals and residue. You want everybody else to raise their voices before the ministers responsible say we are calling an emergency meeting. To do what? No. V8, no. One glass is so dark there. Or when they fly, they are so busy reading their ministerial notes that they don't look out of the perspective glass in the plane. Yeah. when those to whom our future has been given in trust are so damn incompetent and want to use spin, misinformation, disinformation to throw dust into the populace's eye, then we see what is happening. A near general uprising that says no more. You see, and when people's anger reaches a point where it cannot be contained, it bursts open and is difficult to control. So I have appealed that if we have true leaders in this country who want to govern this country also, all the major political parties must cease their campaigns for just half a day, negotiate, and sign in public a document that says, irrespective of who wins, we will stamp this criminality out of our society. And for me, if they are not willing to do that, then nobody is worth voting for. Because you want to win power and govern over who? People who are sick, who are dying, our cocoa exports destroyed, our food chain destroyed. Already, those who export fruits and vegetables to the EU are suffering. It only takes another max 2 years or so for nobody to buy our cocoa. And that rubbish statement that it is the Russians who are smuggling cocoa and therefore our cocoa output is low. And eventually we will say, it is the devil that is doing galamsey. We've got to see the facts, hold the bull by the horn, and say, this is what we are going to do. This is an existential threat. And the pussyfooting and the lying is not going to get us anywhere.
Kwesi, the existential threats, then I'll zero into an exercise you have done even in the previous, and that's the influx of small arms and light weapons, and this time I can say quite an offensive weapons going into the mining side, pump action guns and what have you. And later on, if it's not about mining, and these people holding these arms and what these arms would tend to do to the citizens. This is a clear existential threat, correct?
But Kweku, you know and I know that when I did the last baseline survey in 2014, you were threatened by people from the seat of government. I was threatened. Although that document was a government-supported and Japanese-funded
program
research to look at the extent of small arms availability in this country and the way it is threatening our lives. I'm undertaking a new one now, but when we did a 2014 one, Mali hadn't collapsed, Burkina Faso hadn't collapsed, Niger hadn't collapsed. These powerful, violent extremist groups were nowhere to be found. So when I finish this report by January, are they going to shoot me now for telling the truth? The challenge that we face, Kweku, is that those in authority know what the problem is. They know those who are involved. They know the levels of collusion, of illicit financial flows, of the guns used to, protect these sites, and the smuggling through false certification to get the gold out. Look, probably I need to come into your studio one of these days. But we are sitting on a ticking time bomb. When you add that to this, the availability of small arms, you add that as you travel around town, the frustration of the youth, okay, then we have the perfect storm beginning to brew. So, my brother, we are in such serious crisis. What I cannot tell you is what will tip over or tip us over into a social conflagration. But what I know and I can tell you is that both parties are not sincere about stopping galamsey.
Now, Kwesi, let's look at this, that now stakeholders have joined hands with a clearing call, asking or telling the president to call for a state of emergency, ban all mining activities. That's okay. But come back again to the existential threats you say. We have these young men in the villages, in the mining site, in possession of these dangerous offensive weapons like pump action guns and what have you. Kwesi, from your perspective, we stop mining, but that existential threat, do we have a solution for it from a security standpoint?
We can have a solution, but we don't have the informed leadership to design the solution. That's number one. Number two is that, you see, there are also legal small-scale miners. You see, what we should be concerned about is how we have deliberately allowed the illegalities to overshadow the legalities. You see, so for those calling on banning mining generally, probably they are not aware that the law actually allows people to register legitimately. Okay, could there realize levels of state capture and collusion? If you see those who have been given permits to mine, even in forest reserves, and you track where their monies are from and their relationships to politically exposed persons, then it tells you clearly that both parties are not being sincere. Because the legal basis for all these illegalities have gone through Parliament. And they've been voted on by the two parties.
I mean, I can... Kwesi, go on.
So the real issue then is, if the two major parties are insincere as to what to do about, illicit small-scale mining and its ancillary insecurities, small arms, destruction of the environment, the food chain, our export crops, the promotion of vices, and then the collusion or the undermining of the state. Then the question that everyone listening to us tonight will ask, then what can we do? And I think I want to go back to what our national anthem tells us. To resist the oppressor's rule. Because we always want to sing the first stanza, God bless our homeland Ghana. But God has blessed us so much that we are desperate to tell God, we don't want your blessings, and we have poked our finger into God's eye. So we need to be punished. And the punishment is coming in terms of social conflagration. Because people are talking, we'll move the army in, move the police, do this. But the people in the armed forces, their cousins and brothers and sisters and mothers and grandmothers, and the people doing the galamsey, you think they're going to shoot them? So the assessment of the security threat itself is inadequate and the suggestions inappropriate.
Kwesi, let me share this with you as we do all times. That we're about to work on a report anytime soon, maybe next week, and this is a national security report, and unfortunately captured top brass in the military. You know, about 4 generals supposedly giving some backings to some illegal miners out there doing mining and all of that. As a security analyst, if you come across such a report and the existential threat as that confronts us, then what do we do?
Kweku, I have
the crossroads.
I have West documents. Okay, I don't keep them in the cloud. When somebody is going to UK, I say, please, you hide it somewhere and take it there for me. You see, the levels of infiltration are such that a violent response to clamping down is not what we need.
I love the word, violent response. Great.
Yes, that is not what we need. What we need is, Chief, in a measure, I'm a consultancy, and I'm a measure more free. What we need is first to disaggregate the external criminal networks behind the galamsey. Because look, I can assure you, 60 to 90% of all the Ghanaians running around, panning, blah, 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 they don't even know who is funding them. They don't even know where their gold goes. Because there are multiple layers of actors in which the kingpins and the queenpins are not known. But national intelligence might be able to know this, and I think they know. So we need another language that says, Kweku na kwesi, Munkoko ya mwana nazi ozija humi. Mami ibi wa bedada hu, wabu pu. No, munje 100,000. Na yinchwa koko nungu. Munje 100,000 iwi no. Inche hude. After 5 years, we fra. In your skin rashes. For second wife away no, abafano onyisa. We need to bring the existential threats and the multiple forms in which they manifest to ordinary people. I mean, how you say, you come what test levels of heavy metals in us. Although we live in Accra, we will be shocked. And when see, they pick one big do. Now you 2 million coffee, casino, I didn't be able to promise them 100,000. But the major them scared. Namutra Muku Fugu and Namutra Mabanch Fugu. Now in 3 years' time, I will need another 700,000 to heal myself. No, I said, no, Maminzimi Yanara. Namuku me fuma, which me banchi me, Mukutumbe Kaka me, and Mukuma, me trap ma be. The Kusibia went to an lorry fair. Me too me couldn't and that is the language that we should use. Simple, dialogic, open, trusting, cooperative. The Mabrofo apartheid emergency meeting emergency what?
Brofa Pataro.
No, Namoya Miyapo you say there. You who brofana wachona, semicolons are wrong, colons are wrong, commas haphazardly placed, apostrophes.
The language is bad.
It's
kind
bad.
of.
It's for saying I like it so much. Agroniform. So you pay that a human ye more ye meant in Taseba. It must be holistic. inclusive, and dialogic in a language that our people understand and using formats that they respect. Otherwise, next year by now, we will be having this conversation and we will now be buying water to cook and to brush our teeth.
Charlie, serious. Kwesi, before I let you go shortly, make a sense of this, or maybe your security lenses might have laid hands on whether or not there is the geopolitics, if you like, the foreign exploitation of our mineral deposit. How many years down the line? And if that also poses existential threat to the situation, should we be cared? Should we care about it? And those foreign angles, at the same time, trying to help us navigate out of the forest water bodies. What do you make of that?
Kwegu, there is no free lunch. That's number one.
Okay.
So there are two levels at which I would want to respond to your question. The first is the non-state actor level. So when I talk about Albanians, Burkinabes, Chinese, Indians, Turks, and others involved in the business, they don't necessarily represent their state. Now, that is where we need to ask ourselves, so how do they take the gold out? Who buys it? How do they get, if they get documentation to cover it before they take it out? How do they get a documentation? And this, to me, reflects the levels of state collusion from the Ghana side.
Yeah.
The second level of concern is where the big companies to come in and to say, look, we want to invest, blah, 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 blah. Now, they will do that investment. Of course, they are looking for profits. And we've had a lot of these companies here, and we've had very limited benefits out of their presence. And we see what we truly do need to make a change is qualitative leadership from our side, in which Enterprise Ghana is the lens through which they look to negotiate, to take decisions, and to implement.
Yeah.
Right now, Enterprise Ghana is looked at in the context of what do I benefit personally. And therein lies the opening of the different spaces that allows individuals and groups who don't like us as Ghanaians for who we do, who we are, to undermine the state and to pose the existential threat that I'm talking about.
I see. Kwesi, Major Marco, a lot is really unfolding. It's a developing story, and I'm sure definitely I have to touch base with you.
The main way that's
right, that's right. Quick one, have you done some studies on Tanzania model of mining?
No. I did some work on Tanzania's military expenditure, but that was when I was much younger and I had no gray hair. So that's a long time ago.
Not now. Kwesi, thank you very much, and I'm sure we'll touch base another time in the coming days. We'll see how we go about this. Many thanks indeed to you, Kwesi. Great. Kwesi Edi and Komono. Of course, Kwesi's extensive narrative to the mining issues in Ghana is overwhelming. And I want to say, we have security chaps, and all across the regional capitals, districts, and there were security officers there, national security officers, the Bureau of, the NIB, Kaneno, the BNI, the BNI officers, Mensimu, district municipal, regional capitals, your Resekuho, your Daisekuho. It's also what Kwesi is saying, Obaka's are grouping here. Why? It poses an existential threat. Because if the last line of defense, Omega, which is the district security officers, DISEC, the regional security officers, RESEC. So when Timia yes or moya, and I mean, the threats.
Okay, cool.
Yes, Nanamankwa.
Let me explain to you. A lot of these DISEC, they take instructions from people from above.
That's right.
And this is a country, a police officer can arrest you, okay?
Yeah.
And somebody can call and release him.
Yeah.
So what motivation does that police officer have? I arrest you, I'm a police officer, you've done a crime.
Yeah.
You claim you're a big man. Then, but I've arrested you for a specific crime. And then somebody calls and say, hey, I'm a big man, the cliche of the African big man.
The buccaneering thing.
Yeah, release him. If you are the police officer, what is your motivation?
You'll be shaking crowd.
You take bribe and let the guy go. This is This is the world you've created for yourself in this part of the jungle, Africa.
One, he takes bribe. Two, he lets go.
No.
Crime
he's
has
been forced to be in that position. Don't blame him.
He's been forced to be in that position.
Yes, because the leadership in this part of the world, including Ghana, is you are electing people to go and become Lord. They are like gods. If you elect a president today in Ghana, for 4 years, that person is like God.
So, like we see, we don't have a qualitative leadership.
Yeah, that's what I said from the beginning. The leadership that you produce from the various political parties are very low class, low quality leadership. I don't know if that's what the political parties can produce, or because of the way the system, there might be some great people with great ideas in NDC, great people with great ideas in MPP, but those people can never come to the front. Because the system is very, it's an antiquated system that exists, and you cannot do anything about it. And see, when you go to galamsey and you touch on all this, the judiciary and everything, all then comes back to that point, that leadership weakness. Obama came here and was telling Ghanaians, build strong institutions. I say Obama was talking nonsense. Obama was talking nonsense because in America, strong men built strong institutions for him to come and inherit. They
the first
sacrificed.
black president. Yeah.
White people were fighting white people to end slavery.
That's true.
There was blood and sacrifice. There were some whites that thought ending slavery is actually they're going to lose their plantation, their jobs, their billions that's coming from the slave
the
ownership.
cotton plantations and what have you.
But there were some whites who said, no, we can't live like this. It's not sustainable. So I'm just opposing it to your galamsey issue.
Yeah.
There has to be a fight within the parties or within the society.
Yeah.
And if you don't finish that, the system cannot change. I'm just being honest with you. So all this, you see, when Obama came and said, oh, bring strong institutions, you need strong men to build strong institutions.
Yeah.
Because if you touch galamsey, I saw who said, Obi Galamsey is making in millions. And he has the money. And you sitting here want to fight galamsey, he will find a way to fight you.
Would you say Ghana is like a rogue state?
It's a banana republic with the trimmings of some kind of decency around it, with a lot of religious... Some religious beliefs and all these kind of like a lot of funerals and religions.
So if you are to prescribe 2 or 3 solutions...
For the galamsey or anything?
For rescue mission for Ghana become a state desirable of all the good stuff, your first thing to tackle will be what?
A president in this country should be able to sign an agreement that if he fails the people, he will go to jail for 4 years.
So then it comes back to we changing the constitution.
Yeah, it's sacrifice. Leadership in this part of the world is about benefit. It's not about sacrifice.
In our case,
yes. Here, your president is God for 4 years. It's almost like God. It's not,
and he holds everything.
And you've given so much power.
Yeah. concentration at the central government.
And it's legal. It's legal. So he or she who becomes it. Why do you think they want to be presidents here? I don't want to be a president because I can live in where I live and enjoy a good, reasonable standard of life without having to be a leader. But here, do you know why they want to be? Because it gives you become God.
Exactly. They want to enter parliament,
people
look
up to you, and people beg you.
Hold on, let me. MC is statement in I radio. Penibia true statement. Me patcho I radio now. Can I have that statement? Great. Move on to screeners. You see, it brings to this somebody. Yes, we have this. This is Hope Sinadoe. Or say all CEOs who are parliamentary candidates must resign their positions immediately to avoid prosecution in future. The position is a full-time and supposed to be non-political. These guys are these guys use state cars, fuel, state security, etc. for their private campaign. President must direct. Office of the Special Prosecutor must take note. And I tend to agree with him. They are
gods.
Gods, like you're saying.
Mini gods.
Yeah.
Don't you see how...
Not a chief executive.
Don't you see how when the cars are moving, they come and everybody has to give way? These are gods that we've created.
I'm telling you, Amangwa. Gods we've created.
Yes. And you have to worship them.
In their own way,
so
in their own life,
for 4
and in their own right.
You have to worship them.
Hey.
This is what you've created for yourself. And everybody comes in, and until you tackle that sort of thing, you can't tackle the galamsey. Because the boys in the bush are looking at these people and saying, listen, you having your good time with your politics and your money, we haven't got any money here. You need to be out, and you want to come and fight us with our food.
It's quite scary.
The thing is systematic. It's systemic. And if you don't break it from the top, and the top start to feed into the bottom, and the bottom will look... I mean, in Tanzania, no Chinese can do galamsey in Tanzania because the government will give you the money to buy equipment and mine. So why would the Chinese be able
to... So they have a supervisory role.
The guy is sitting in the bush, so broke. Nobody gives him anything. The DC doesn't care about him. Nobody cares about him. He is so broke, and the guy turns up and says, I got a little bit of money. They'll do the deal in the bush. And you sitting at Accra here telling the guy that he shouldn't do that. What does he get?
And the minister is saying he's now going to mobilize the forces and all of that.
Yeah, he will go and shoot and shoot and kill and kill and kill. But listen, it's only going to be like firefighter service.
Agree.
It will solve the problem temporarily, but it will re-emerge.
Problem, reaction, solution. Yeah. That's what is on the paper.
The people are out there in the bush, broke as hell. Okay? You know the condition. I lived in the bush for 1 year. And all the time I stay in Accra, go to airport area, have a drink, have a pass, and I thought, oh, Ghana's sweet. When I lived 1 year in the bush, Prestia, Asanko, Udis, Samla Boy, all across into Inchi. That's when I realized that the poverty in this country is scary.
Endemic.
Yeah, that's not what I mean. I came into face with real poverty. And that's when I realized that I can see why they do what they do. So it's not something that you can solve by just this Takashi method. It's something that you've got to have to see why do you do what you do. There's no government intervention, there's no social protection for the people, and you think they will not sell the land for galamsey people to go and do any work? Oh, I'm realistic. Oh, I know everything they perceive as solving through some firefighter approach. It won't work.
It won't work. Folks, my can come message to Nafi Mimra. Mami count ni ama Johnson or say For whatever reason, you so-called experts who made so much noise during Mahama's era, but had kept quiet for all these years under Akufo-Addo. Okay, honestly, the ODC one. Let's come here. Loads of messages here. Kweku, not Anansi, but Anan. Thank God you are now treating this. Is it treating this course? I'm sure that's what you want to say. Ghanaians are not afraid of. The problem I had, the greed of men and women in high places. A state capture begins with the capture of the individual, quote unquote. Thanks, Efo Nawuli, Koko English, Amanfro, Gas South, and now they buy. There is only one man who can save Ghana. Let's all vote for Shedder for better Ghana. Honestly, the other. Good evening, Kweku. I am Elvis from DC. Please, the only solution to this, to solve this galamsey, is about to kill a site that would serve as deterrent for everyone who dares. Then put the fire emojis. Or say, this man is a comedian. Where are the excavators now? Excavators, Ben. Okay, I'm sure you are referring to Napo, because there's a picture. Okay, you're referring to Napo. Okay. Well, say, good evening, Annan. Yesterday, during the press meeting, it came clearer to me that 50% Ghana is not being supported by some of the journalists due to funny statement, question like, the made yesterday, kudos to journalists like you who has Ghana at heart by say AB Asimfu, so you know the by. I'll say good evening, Kweku. Please, I believe your guest is also a Ghanaian. So with all this knowledge he has, why don't him use his art to you people who are genuinely fighting for Ghana or good Ghana? Good for Ghana, I'm sure that's what you want to say. Okay, then I'm over to you. I'll say good evening, Kweku. I am Mr. Amanko. I'll say, and Mr. Amankwa, the only solution for these galamsey is to shoot and kill, whether it will not stop. Okay, all right. Opeso just say, see a kasi you kumwa anybody now majai.
So what are the people that are sponsoring it? No, this is the type of knee-jerk reaction. No, we shoot the boys on the Galamsey side.
Good evening, Kweku. I am watching your show. I thank you so much for showing my videos. I am Kofi Drama, the journalist who sent the videos. Yes, Kweku, I am ready to take you to where my father's cocoa farm is located. This cocoa farm is located at Yadome Aro Akrofum in Obwase. The assemblyman of Yadom and one woman with the Nana Ikuya are the brain behind all the galamsey in that community. The police officer by name Richard Kofi Aklomega has refused to take the arrest perpetrators to court. The perpetrators are still doing the galamsey. And according to them, they are ready to face the police officers. Kofi Juma, call the line and speak to producer of the show, okay? Now you take it mate up. It do be a nani pampa brew. Oze, hello Kweku. I am shocked and disheartened by the silence of Ghana's youth as your nation is being exploited by its leaders. It's alarming that we are not angry enough. Our collective inaction allows the status quo to continue. We need to wake up, speak out, and demand change. Ghana deserves better. Echo Thomas from Tema Community 4 and Odifree Airway. Kweku, good evening. This is what good evening. This is what is bleeding my heart concerning galamseys. Please, what are the military waiting for? Trust me, if not force applied, then this means very soon Ghanaians will drink mud as water. I always feel sad when I heard illegal mining in this country, and our Ghanaian leaders should tolerate this nonsense. Mr. Annan, God bless you for your good work done from Akwesidia, Ashanti region, Odifri, Eba. My line is not meant for calls. We all say, more, I say, I think I've read this one, isn't it? Why Peace Council and Christian Council has kept quiet concerning the galamsey issues in Ghana? The galamsey issue in Ghana now, we need to take critical because the young men doing the galamsey don't have money to buy excavator or any galamsey machine. So when government of Ghana push more military men to site, they will kill innocent young men. Henceforth, government should handle the ministers, DCs, and stop government officials, MPs, something. I'm trying to make sense out of some of the messages. Kweku, good evening. Congratulations to you for your good work done. So, do we have a precedent at all? Do Ghanaians have precedent who steer the affairs of this country? There's precedent supervising our criminality, immorality against the very people who brought him to power. Ghanaians, our slaves in our own backyard. What's a precedent? This inordinate criminality premises on selfishness, seeking to bastardize the entire resources of Ghana into bed. Their name at the expense of Ghanaians. A precedent Ghana never got. Indeed, deficiency in thinking leaders, PK, Kaswa, and Odifri, Ebae. Kweku, Nana Mankwa, you are showing, or say, Nana Mankwa, you are showing is not helping your viewers. Should we sit whilst our water bodies are being destroyed? He should give us a cogent solution and not English. Okay.
Urgent solution.
I say your panelists' contribution doesn't make sense. This fight is not for your water bodies only, but your cocoa farms as well as banning small-scale mining, whether licensed or unlicensed. Okay. I'm glad some people don't agree with you. Good evening, boss. I am Baba Yara from Dakuman. Please, this galamsey issue cannot stop without chasing our top leaders because they are the concrete, they are the something. It's a concrete behind something.
Yes.
Folks, here. If our common existence is being threatened, then the government of today has failed. To shoot and kill is the only answer to the stoppage of galamsey. My name is Kwesi Kunison. Okay. Hello, Kweku. I wholeheartedly agree with your guest, Nana Mankwa, that many of our leaders prioritize their selfish interests over the nation's well-being. It's unacceptable that Ghanaian citizens remain silent in the face of such exploitation. We must break the silence and hold our leaders accountable. Thank you for providing a platform for such a crucial discussions. Mr. President, Nana Akufo-Addo and his appointees above the law, folks, all the institutions are working for government, even the police and the soldiers. We, the youth, Ghana, are so dumb, fear. But folks, I think see this year. Nana, do you have some last words?
Yeah, the guy that says he disagrees with me, just going shooting people. I mean, what kind of logic is this? The people that you are shooting, how did they get there? You get 3 Chinese people in the bush. How did they get there? You arrest the 3 Chinese people, you take them to the police station. Udoma could do police station. How did they get there?
Yeah.
You have to you have to start firing MCs, DCs, arresting parliamentarians, and even arresting presidents. That is how you solve the problem.
Yeah.
You have to solve it from the top, not the bottom.
In our situations, the bottom...
We solve the problem from the bottom. The top remains. So the problem can re-emerge again.
Yeah.
There are people you can arrest them in the bush, and they can make a call to somebody and will tell the police officer, release him.
Release him. Great. Let me read this message coming from London. Danny. Danny says that, good evening, guys. Shooting those boys won't make any difference. If Wontumi can destroy the river bodies and forests to buy a Ferrari and build mansions. What is the motivation for those boys to stop doing same? On my last visit to Ghana, I realized it's way too easy to do evil than to do good. That's the problem. Okay, I'm sure that's Danny from London, or this message, or the Betoho. Now, let me read this last one, then we'll be gone. Good evening, Kweko. This galamsey thing, look at the number of companies in the Ejapadia document to do mining. MPP knows what they are doing. Linda from Awoshi ECG office. Now, the way, I'm sure I don't have to disclose your identity. Say, ECG office or Linda. Good evening. Hi. This is Mr. Dr. Leon Estora. Please, I suggest that all people who do galamsey and they are caught red-handed, they must be killed. If I become a president, they would all run.
Well, the ministers that support him. I asked the question.
Yeah, that's the ministers who support this as well.
Government officials. What were you going to do?
Yeah. So, folks, in Seminole, then on Friday, I am forcing to bring the part 2 of President Adodanko Akufo-Addo's nephew, Damien Duncan's saga. Honorary Country Director Emma GPGC Mukai. As a result of this saga, Enama Ghana, your properties in London, Regina House, and the Ekodim Crawford being some $134 million judgment debt. And some officials within the Akufo-Addo's government, penoma plants nafa. And it's ama we folks, and yasam kito. Why a year ma Regina House on a net ya confiscated? Why a ma ambassador a papa wusu ankoma and net ye chasing man and yasam pabuina yaji ASMP. Friday we bring you the part 2, very explosive. Then hopefully Monday we bring you this galamsey report. Why top officials, journalists involved, military high command, army generals at the army headquarters, all involved, municipal chief executive. It's a whole mind-blowing. Folks, I don't know, in the coming days, one share CTV Frontline, they are no way. In the coming days next week, this studio will bear papa. So, hold on, all the documents are coming. Now, I said Nina Tuga to make way for a better nation, better Ghana, and the environment. My name remains Kweku Anan, your investigative journalist. Tonight, my guest, Nana Mankwa, of course, is a business mogul, and then also man does so many things in the intelligence world, in the business world, and many. We also spoke to Professor Kwesi Enin. He's a security consultant and analyst on a certain perspectives by Kwesi Nsamli can be very, very serious, of course, as far as mining pose existential threat to our endeavor. How do we go for a rescue mission tonight? And he says Ghana, we need what? We need a qualitative leadership to quickly, so quality leadership more may yetimi atwe we free ANSMPO. But send any make way for the front line on Friday as we bring you that explosive development on GPGC saga. Akufo-Addo nephew, any ensem that power plant na yentimianto ne da susi Ghana. Folks, with the Musia on Friday, we'll bring you the Friday weekend Frontline edition. And I promise you it's going to be very interesting. Until the same time I come your way, I am Kwekwane. Great guys, Bomi Chidom, Ruby X, great guys, and of course, Bismarck Echo was over there. Online editor, Keynes Campbell, the indefatigable producer, Yao Yamba, editors at large, Kofi Ansa, and then director of research, Eno Kofi Ejiri, Womina Bomi Chidom, Mamidi program, Ebro. So, folks, Ubetimi YouTube, Facebook no akɔhwɛ program we at the YouTube wo sign up akɔhwɛ ne back na usha subscribe to the channel na for program no so ma a friend, a brother, a sister ni na yenhwɛ together we think and talk and make sense of it all. This is all that we have. Ghana, the corporates Ghana, we protect and then we save the environment. Bye for now.
CTV, Ghana's #1.
Mima wakwaba eba Tabia Company Limited. Mikate Tabia Company Limited eye edwumaku a ye Tabia Herbal Products. Madaroma ene mwa ne adoma nyame de adoma ya yenso ye de sumusum penti. Tabia Herbal Products ya sumu emfie bebre ni ye ahaban nuro bebre ewo efidue mu ha na ye no guso ye ne mu kasa de eno enan Aboni beka se 4 ana yewo a yegusuwa ye bobo bia no a entekra obesenso hu foforo na enu 9 no mene wo kasafa ni nyina ho de edi kan mene wo ka ye dro na eye kuku dam no edi kan wo no Tabia Herbal Mixture se ye kase a 3D malaria adokro wo ye ho hwie nyeye chese ntotum na bomoden akawo ama wonu munya wo de Oda na oze malaria chewa na ho ye oboho untimi nya ho hwe enipa ekwa na adwuma ye kwa akoba na watimi anya bi adidi no untimi nkoma bi na boa ketekete na de wakadem epe wacho me kamfo Tabia malaria mixture e de amaw Bora pharmacy shop anase chemical shop bia okwa ose wo pedro no a FDA fo ade atum no eye Tabia malaria mixture na Tabia Herbal Mixture na numbi epacho obi atumi no made sem maami a oma ne banufo anase akora a otare nufo ana akora a onyimfie dumyenu ena entimi no apart from that ne de obi atumi numbi na eye adwuma kesia ma epacho ma 3D na abetna